Hi guys, it's Maaike, and today I'm back with a series of masculine cards, and I'm using pen and paper. I mean, you can use your scraps for this. I make this one in a video, but I made a few off screen so you can see how you can just change it up. I'm using a stamp for the beste vader, which means for the best dad, because Father Day is coming up. I'm using this new set from Marianne Design with Eva foam. And Eva foam is what they use in cosplay costumes. And look how fabulous it cuts. It doesn't stretch. It's nice and thick. You can get it in different thicknesses, by the way. My design team leader, Karin Joan, which designed these stamps and dies, bought this, and I'm very much in love with it, so I'm gonna get some as well. The 5mm, this one is not very cheap, but the 1 and 2 or 2 and 3mm, I don't remember. Anyway, mine is a Dutch store, of course, but just look for Eva foam, and most of the craft foam is PE foam, and you can see it didn't stretch at all. It's even this intricate, only one pass through the die cutting machine and it cuts like butter. So as that aside, I pulled out all my pattern paper. This one is €1. I don't know where I got it. Might have been Zeeman, but I'm not sure. Doesn't really matter, just go through your own stash. And also pulled out this one. This is foiled craft, but I thought craft with craft, it might just be a little bit too much craft. And this one is one of my favorite patterns paper, a blue stripy one. But yeah, there's also blue hearts, which might not be so masculine, and there's blue flowers, but you know which ones men like. This is strange vellum. Half of it is foiled and half of the page isn't, and I didn't realize that when I was flipping through it. But see, this blue one is nice. This one is maybe from Mother's Day. But you can choose whatever you have. You don't have to use the same ones as me. And this one is from Craft Emotions. I had it for years. It has little dots. It's like a craft foam. I'm sorry about the glare. It's kind of blue and grey dots in there, which you can't see if I turn off the daylight light. But never mind. Just right. And as I say, I make one in the video because they're all kind of the same. And I'm using the deck. I'm not using the foam underneath. I stick it on the back so I can just stick it down, and then I'm just going through the paper. I like, see, this is nice and blue with the blue dots. I thought that would look good. In the end, I used a completely different one. Yes, I like the butterfly. I think that could be masculine, especially with the script in the bottom, in the back. It kind of looks steampunky, doesn't it? So I cut off a strip, and there's no rhyme or reason. It just depends on your scraps as well, but I kind of like to have the whole butterfly. See, and it's a little bit wider than my card base. If you use 12 by 12 papers, your designs on it might be bigger, because sometimes they scale down the pattern that's on it. So just make sure it fits on your strip, because you know, if it's too big and your butterfly is only half in there, it doesn't really make any sense. So I'm measuring the strip that I have, and see it's also longer, and then I'm trimming it. Make sure everything is the same size. Different brands, different sizes for some reason. They should be all the same, but they're not. Doesn't matter. So to make sure I know where to put my butterflies, I'm just putting a line, and then I'm tracing it again, so I know that it will go underneath the little strip. And I'm just erasing the sides. You don't have to, because I just thought you might see it, but I'm not erasing this with foam tape, just tape runner. And you can use liquid glue if you prefer as well, of course. Then I'm using the edge of the card to line it up. And then this one, I didn't cut it down yet. I might get confused with the bottom one. So I just go in order. See, I put it away again. For the I'm just using these die cut. For the other cards, I use the stamp. And well, I said for the best dad, because Father's Day is coming up in June in the Netherlands. I'm not entirely sure which one, the first or the third. Well, anyway, it's coming up. I made a card. I just have to make sure I send it in time. But I thought this one with the black, it maybe it's a bit scripty and frilly font. I don't know if that's exactly masculine, but I liked it, so I used it. And another tip that I got on the design team day that we had was to cut foam with a wet scissor, which makes it not stick. And it kind of works, but my scissors was already sticky. So every time you pass your scissors, just make it wet. And I like to use the embossing body on my rolls of tape so they don't stick to the table or to each other or attract cat hair anymore. See, it should work. I just didn't wet it every time I passed it through, but without the release paper, that is the trick that I always use, it cuts fine. So that was a tip from my team member Esther, I believe. I'm not really sure. I'm sorry if I got it wrong. I can't remember. There were so many of us there at the retreat, and it was a bit busy. See? I like it that it's offset. Otherwise, if you kind of put it in the middle, you get everything of interest in the same place, and you don't want it because your eyes read from left to right, and you kind of want to disperse it, if that makes sense. So a bit more foam tape, and that's pretty much the card finished. So I would like to thank you for watching, and I will see you again very soon. The examples are on the end again, so you can see them again. As I said, I only made one, and the others are the same. You can change the orientation of the card if you like. I didn't. I kind of made them all the same. But you can make a portrait style as well. It just depends on your scraps, really. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and I hope you will go through your bin of scraps and try it. And you know, I think the wood paneling really masculine, the stones and marble, this is the vellum. So just try, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.